I'm a health and life coach, and I help people to live, to speak, and to lead with confidence because confidence does make such a big difference in life. Wherever you're watching me, from Facebook to YouTube to LinkedIn, and of course on IG, welcome to my little show today. We're doing something different. We're going to talk about all time favorite things. I want to do something different on a Friday, to just kind of get into a little bit of who I am. I have a kind of new audience because, hi, Edmonton, if you're watching me, I put my links in the groups that I'm part of and be like, okay, I'm here. Let's chop it up a little bit. Before we begin, there's something that I love to do in terms of, affirmations that have to do with the Word of God. I hope you join me. I am blessed and highly favored, above only and not beneath, the head and not the tail. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. I shall lend and not borrow. I have nothing missing and nothing broken. If you kind of find your own set of affirmations to say on a daily basis, you are more likely to start the day on the right footing. And it's not a matter of just saying those things and not believing them. So you can't go from hating yourself to be like, I'm the most beautiful person in the world. Okay. That's not going to work. But you do need to find some kind of middle ground of truth, at least to kind of ladder your way to the biggest and the best things about yourself. That way, you know that you're putting a real energy into what you say, that you're believing it. So if that doesn't quite ring for you, find affirmations that will work and you'll find yourself able to do certain things. Okay, look at me. I had my headphones on and didn't even realize. Oh my goodness. There we go. There goes my Instagram. Things just fell apart just now. Okay, everybody. So I thought I'd speak about my favorite books today. I'm a big reader and I get a lot of information. And obviously, it kind of makes sense because I too am a writer. Hold on. I hope just give me a second here. Let me put this away. I was just wondering, why was I sounding like that? So I'm a reader. So if you haven't already, please go get my book. Okay. We had the launch yesterday. It was just beautiful. I think I was most happy for the fact that we just stuck to the 1 hour as we said we did. Lots of people showed up, and my new novella is called "Good Girl Gone Wife." Somebody said to me yesterday, "You haven't even been telling people what the book is about." Oh my goodness! So it's a work of fiction, and it's a story of a couple that have migrated to Edmonton, and the husband's cheating on the wife, and like, this is the second time around. The first time, she didn't even know what happened. She thought that she fought and got her man back, but it really wasn't the case because the side chick left and migrated to her own part of the world because the guy would not leave the wife, which is often the case. Like, the husbands never leave, you know what I mean? They just never. They like to have the side chick on the side. Never become the main thing, right? And so she, like, her confidence in that ability to keep her man, it's really broken down. So when it happens again and in this new milieu, like, she really feels it, right? She really, really feels it, and she doesn't know what to do. So I said in the novel that she does the wife things, scratch his car, move out of the bedroom, you know, quarrel a whole lot and get on, right? But none of these things work because he's gonna do what he wants to do anyway. And then it could have gone the same way from like the first time, except that this time there's this older woman who lives in the same condo complex like that they do, who steps in and begins to teach her how to fight like a wife. And this woman says to her, hey, listen, you need to fight from a place of this guy's mind. Okay, we did this thing before God, we are one. You have rights, and you need to start, like, there's a different way that you fight for something when you already know it is yours. And so it's kind of funny because this woman herself is not the traditional older woman, pretty radical, pretty, like, I don't have to follow the rules, and she's pretty nosy and all of that. But she gives the character Kayla, who's the wife, she gives her some great advice. And so there's this really nice dynamic, I think, between the older woman and the younger woman, talking about marriage, talking about, how to fight. Like, what you have is yours, and not from a place of desperation, which I think is a way that a lot of women approach that situation. So it is fiction, is what it is. And the subtitle is Side Chick Never Saw It Coming. So I'm not going to tell you how the story ends. So go out and get the book on Amazon. It's both e-copy and it's e-copy and paperback. You can get it like this and get it delivered. Like mine came in a day. So if you have Prime, wherever you are in the world, especially well, North America in particular, you can get it with next day delivery. So that obviously is one of my favorite things, but not nearly, right? This is just new, okay? So I also have this one, which is called How George Jones Saved Christmas. And this is a tiny little story about a little girl whose family is warring at Christmas time. And, she and her cousin do things to bring the family back together. So that was my first novella that I published in 2017. That too is also it's also on Amazon. It really is. I'm going to put the links in the chat when I'm done here so that you can just go grab those books. These are nice. Anyway, these are mine, but I want to talk about my favorite all-time books today. As I said, like a lot of people, I love reading. Are there any readers in here? Is there anybody who absolutely loves reading? Good morning, especially to the diamonds in the To All the Girls Success Club. I'm going to get in there this weekend because we're starting a series in the club. If you're a woman and you're interested in, marriage, love, God, those kinds of things, get into the To All the Girls Success Club. That's the name of the club on Facebook, To All the Girls Success Club. If you ask to be let in and you answer the questions, then I will accept your invitation, send you an invite, and then you can get into the club. Okay. So we'll be doing some great stuff in there as well. You guys, which are the books that are your all-time favorites? And you can ask me about my all-time favorites, right? Of anything. If I can answer, I will. Not every question deserves an answer. I was actually teaching that to my Speak with Confidence group. We wrapped up the last session of Speak with Confidence yesterday. And what a wonderful group it is. So for those of you who don't know or joining me for the first time, about twice a year, I run a program called Speak with Confidence. It's for professionals and entrepreneurs and managers, executives, to help you to be able to speak professionally, confidently, authentically. Right. And that is so important in today's world. And so it's virtual. It's a 5-week program that really is grueling. And I'm pretty sure, like, after this cohort is done, they're not going to miss all of the work. A course has a beginning and an end, and you put yourself in that mode to work, and it really is serious work. A lot of practice of speaking. Yesterday they went live on Facebook for the first time, so oh my goodness, that was the first time you go live, it's a disaster. Okay, that's just what it is. And for some people, that's what it was, and that was okay. So that was the baptism by fire, and now you'll never have a first time again because you would have already done it. But let's talk about my favorite books. I have a stack here. See these? These are the books that I try to return to every year, to read some part of it, some portion of it, either in Audible or hard copy, just browse a page here and there as much as possible. But these are, for me, all-time classics. The first one is, this one changed my life. How to Win Friends and Influence People. Okay. So I always tell the story of coming here, migrating to this part of the world, and coming from a different mindset. I'm from the Caribbean. I'm from St. Lucia. From a different mindset where there was, I think, more focus on getting the job done than pursuing relationship. And I literally had to learn here. I live in Canada now. I had to learn that I'm in a place where people seem to value building bridges and building relationship even over just being super productive. So I started out being that kind of person, just very productive in my office job, and just had terrible relationships. Today, from up to a day like today, I think I would insist that it wasn't just me. Okay. It's never just you. It always takes two hands to clap, and we know that. And coming in as an immigrant, who didn't know her place or whatever that place was. I didn't know. I didn't get the memo. I still don't get the memo. I don't really care. Okay. So it was that kind of reaction and relationship. And I had such a lovely boss, a lovely supervisor who was gentle enough but firm enough to kind of point me to, hey, we can teach you the skills, but the softer skills are really, really important. And at that point, I contacted my uncle who's a coach. And I was, we had those hard conversations about who are you in this new world. And he told me, this is the book I'm on, and he said to me, like, you just try to fit in, try to find your place, and recommended, I think, this book, How to Win Friends and Influence People. And I still do it even in Speak with Confidence, because speaking is not just how you come on stage. Speaking is how you feel about your audience, how you feel about yourself, whether you love people or not, and all of these good things. So I always recommend this book to people as a way of learning how to navigate the world, to make friends, to build bridges, to keep relationships, even when you have the hard things to say. I love this book for that. It's one of my all-time favorites. Some parts of it are a bit dated, but I find the concepts are timeless. So that's one of my all-time favorites. It helps me to be able to deal with difficult people. It helps me to be able to navigate situations where in the past I might have just simply flared up, lost my cool, been maybe super aggressive. And I'm not saying that it doesn't happen anymore. Work in progress. But this book is really one of my all-time favorites, and I hope, if you've read it, that you read it again. If you've read it, I hope you apply the concepts in there, because it really does make for better relationships. That's the first one. Okay, that's my first book. Second one is this, and I hear a lot of people speak about this book, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Have you read this book? If you haven't read this book, you need to read this book. This is one of the classics. This is one of those books, like, when I think about it, I think about this book like it somehow planted a stake on a deserted mountain of life. It is that flagship book where wealth and money are concerned. This book, for me, is it. So other people talk about Rich Dad, Poor Dad, the psychology of money. There are a couple others, but this one for me is a classic. I also have it on Audible and listen to a little bit of it as often as I can. So that one deals with people. That's How to Win Friends and Influence People. Then I have this one, Think and Grow Rich, is one, and I got the hard copy. I was like, you know what? This, I heard Bob Proctor say that the way that he got into wealth and so on is that he read this book over and over again. He said that, there's a chapter on auto suggestion that is very powerful, that I practice. Like, I'm a stickler for learning. If you tell me what to do and I see proof of it in your life, I'll do exactly what you said to do. And I really don't care. Like, I'm that kind of student who will just be a great learner and go out and get what I need to. Okay. So that's it for me. And he said, like, he just practiced. He said the things over and over again. There's a lovely chapter on auto suggestion in this book that, I've seen work in my life, that ability to train your brain to see and say certain things literally makes them come to life, and you attract those things in your life. It actually happens, which is why another reason that we are supposed to, mind the words that we say. There's my dog. Yeah. Mind what we say, and, say the things that we want and not the things that can lead us deeper into the things that we don't like in our life. Okay. Hi, Ethan. How are you? Good morning to you. All right, you all. Two more books. This book, I think, serves my imagination and serves my soul. It's called The Fourth Dimension, and it's a book by Dr. David Yonggi Cho. Okay, he's dead now, but what I like about this book is that it breaks down the process of faith in a way that I had never seen it done before. So he says that it's not just a matter of, how in the Bible, Hebrews 11, we love that verse about that you must, what's it? Faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. literally he gives a process for getting the substance of the thing, getting the, like, almost the title deed, and getting the certainty that you are supposed to have it, and then going out and making it happen in your life, waiting for confirmation. It's a lovely book. It literally elevated my thinking when I read it and read it and read it and read it, and I still read it. Okay, so this is my other, like, non-negotiable. And here's the last one. I literally heard this one and got this book. It's called Discipline Equals Freedom. Here we go, Instagram. Discipline equals freedom. Somebody tell me how to kind of, like, make sure you can see it in the inverse or whatever. Like, I know you're seeing it back to front or whatever. Just tell me what to do. Somebody, please. This book, if you are sitting down and you read this book, you're going to get up and you're going to just keep on running, keep on exercising. You're going to get your butt up. If you want a book where you can get your butt up, get you going, this is it. He talks about the price of discipline, the sacrifice that you have to make, what the alternative is to sit on your butt and do nothing. And he tells you in very plain, pragmatic, black and white terms, get up and do what you're supposed to do. I love this book. The guy's name is, I hope I pronounce his name right, Jocko Willink, and I think he was a Navy SEAL or something. You guys, even the book looks menacing. Oh my goodness, look at the book. If you want to get some comeuppance and you want to get something to whip you into shape, this is the book. You read a little bit of it. Thank you, Noel. Thank you so much, right? Read a little bit of this every day. You're going to enter 2024 in fine shape. If you feel I have no motivation, get this book. It's going to help. These are some of my non-negotiables this morning and some of my favorite books to read in certain areas of life. So what are yours? And I want to do something like this similar on a Friday, like all-time favorites, not just for me. I'm going to start bringing in, my friends, just for us to chop it up a little bit and kick back on a Friday morning. So you have to tell me, ask me the questions, send the DMs. What do you want to know? What are my favorites? What are the questions that you have for me, if any? And I'll try my very best to answer them on a Friday. So what are your all-time favorite books? Perhaps if you're listening to this live later, please share it and please comment, like the video. Make sure you enable notifications for me if you're on Instagram and following me. Subscribe on YouTube to my channel, Basement Chronicles. And of course, don't forget to go order the book. It's here. Good Girl Gone Wife. Noel, thank you so much for that comment. And on that note, you guys, we're going to end. I really don't even need to go into 20 minutes on this. So I love to hear you share. Very inspirational. Thank you so much for that, you guys. So have a great weekend and join me on Monday, same time, 6 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, for some inspiration that is going to last all day. Thank you. Thank you, guys. See you on Monday. Bye.